Okay, so my first reaction to the article on Nacirema culture was one of shock. Um, it kind of spoke to me how, from an outside perspective, um, American culture and the way we do things, especially with our body rituals, that can be very weird to outsiders, even though we see it as everyday normal life. Um, Especially the body rituals like the teeth cleaning, um, or the mouth rite, as the article put it, or going to see a special mouth man at least once or twice a year. At first, that didn't really ring a bell in my head, but then I started to understand, oh, that's talking about going to see the dentist once or twice a year. And we see that as normal and even healthy in our society and for our bodies in our American lifestyle. But to me, it made me realize that not even all cultures um, perform the same mouth rites as we do. And it honestly made me realize how ritualistic American culture is, even though we tend to just see things in a materialist sense, not very ritualistic these days. But it did remind me about just certain rituals in our culture. Uh, One that came to mind that's not technically specific to American culture, but it did start in American culture and it's greatly influenced by American culture, is the annual Black Friday that we do. So that's after Thanksgiving, which is an American holiday, and the Friday after Thanksgiving, everybody goes to stores. They're usually lining up, waiting in lines for hours to get discounts, um, whether it be on big items like TVs or gaming consoles or just on smaller things. People do this every year, and it's part of our American culture. And it's related to how Americans see big sales. We tend to spend a lot of time, money, and energy on Black Friday because, once again, it's another ritual that we do, and it's kind of um, cooked in to our society and our culture because we value a lot of the things that come with it. Like, we value capitalism, we value materialism, we value wealth. Individually being wealthy is a very big goal in many people's eyes in our culture. And so that all feeds into this ritual that we perform every year on Black Friday, where we go and we stand in line just to get discounts on certain items that are being sold to us. So I just wanted to go over the brief history of sales and merchandise marketing. So, yeah, American consumerism, it was a phenomena that started around the 40s and 50s, because this is when the Industrial Revolution really started to take off. This is when we were able to start mass producing certain items, especially what we consider modern technology today. And that has stuck around since then in the 40s and 50s. And we still value that a lot, being able to have whatever we want at our fingertips through our phones. We can go out and buy whatever material thing we need or want, because that's part of our culture. And if you think about it, every time we go to the store, that is a body ritual that we do. We're going to the store to purchase something with money that we earned through our income, because that's just the way of life that we have it. And Black Friday itself, actually, it started in the 50s and 60s. and it started around the Philadelphia area. And crowds of people would come the day after Thanksgiving, like I said, for the annual Army-Navy football game. And the streets in the city and the stores, everything in Philadelphia would just be overcrowded and overrun because of this ritualistic act that people were doing after Thanksgiving. And that made it very easy for shoplifters to get into the store and take whatever they want, because once again, that's that materialist value in our American society coming back. But this eventually led to the Black Friday sale as we know today, where people line up and wait in lines for hours overnight, sometimes right after Thanksgiving, just to get the sales that they want on certain items. And I personally believe that these things are detrimental to society, and there's plenty of resources to show why. It puts communities at risk. Fighting tends to happen. Very animalistic behavior tends to happen just to get certain sales on certain items at certain stores. And if we think about it, it's kind of the opposite of what Thanksgiving is, because Thanksgiving is supposed to be a time where we're thankful for what we have, and then here we are the very next day performing another ritual with our bodies where we go out, and instead of being thankful, we are being greedy, and this leads to violence, this leads to deceit and cheating and even shoplifting. I mean, that's part of how the ritual started, is shoplifting. So I think this is very detrimental to our society. And a citation I could give would be Rogers K. 2012, he wrote, "Black Friday, crowdsourcing communities of risk, Women's Studies Quarterly."